There we go. Blessings, sisters, and good morning. Okay, I had a little 1 minute technical difficulty, but things seem to be working here. So, blessings and happy Sunday to you, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself. On this day, which is the Sunday, the 25th of October, we are moving into a very powerful window of time. So I wanted to share with you the divine download guidance I received the other day. Hey, Pat, good morning. Hi, Uta. Thank you for being here, sisters. Sorry if I had a little delay. I had a little hiccup in the tech here. Hi, Amy. Good morning. Oh, it's always so filling and such a blessing to come here and to meet with you all and have some time that's just that sacred space connection. So, as I was saying, I had this divine download, this guidance, and I'm going to be sharing about that and I'm actually going to talk a little bit of astrology, I think. Not a lot. I won't astro geek speak you for those of you who don't know astrology, but just to share some context of what's going on the bigger picture on the planet and our role or the best way we can leverage our love right now for the greater good. Hi, Rosemary. Good morning. So that's what I'm going to be sharing in a bit. As always, I invite us first to get grounded and centered. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes if you want. Okay, and just take a really deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can give a sigh. Let the shoulders drop. Let your chin drop a little bit. Breathe in again. And exhale, and just let that exhale be a surrender of whatever you want to let go of right now, whatever is not serving you. Again, breathing in. Let the life force energy come in. Welcome the breath as love light. And exhale, just letting go to come fully present. Full permission for yourself to be wherever you're at right now. Breathe in again. Inhale, expand, receive. Exhale, release, surrender, and center into yourself and the now moment. And let's do one more now. Breathing into the heart space, expanding into the heart. And as you exhale, really allowing yourself to receive all the blessings of this now moment, known and unknown, as we gather together in sacred space to share a moment, a spell in time of love and sisterhood. Thank you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome, Evelina. Good to have you here, sister. Good afternoon to you. Okay, so we're in a very intense period in history, as we know. As you probably know, I fully believe that we came here for these times, that on a soul level between incarnations, we said, yeah, I'm definitely showing up for this great awakening. You're not going to keep me from it. And then, of course, we get here, right? And we forget. And we're like, why am I here exactly? This place is crazy. Get me out of here. Or maybe we go through periods of that, right? Where it's like, am I really doing this again? So we are coming to that point in time, even though, okay, in the 3D world, we experience time. That's part of what allows us to have dimensionality. We know that all time's now, but I'm going to speak in terms of our lived experience right now. We are coming to the period of time like the crux, the real the power place That's going to feel very hard and difficult for those who do not have a spiritual practice, who do not have spiritual tools, who do not understand the nature of what we're going through. Hey, Gina, good morning. Welcome. And with that, we are really now called, what I've said for years, but like it's getting more and more intense, all hands and hearts on deck. So part of this culmination is we can see it astrologically. So I'll talk astrology first, then I'll talk about, planetarily, like how we're seeing some of this stuff roll out. I don't want to go too deep into the historic astrology that's built to here. I'm just going to talk about Samhain or Halloween, which is October 31st, which is also, the next day is All Saints' Day, All Hallows' Eve. So I want to talk a little bit about the energies of that holiday, that ancient holiday on the wheel of the year, and then the astrology as it is now. So Samhain or Halloween is an ancient celebration in the, what you would consider the European lineage, and I think it's elsewhere too. Like in Mexico and some Latin American countries, we have the Day of the Dead, El Dia del Muerte, and it's considered the time of when the veil is thinnest between the living and the dead. It's the time to honor our ancestors. It's the time to get access to guidance from our ancestors. Although these days because of the nature of our evolution on the planet and the ascension process, most of us many of us, when we do our spiritual work, we're able to access higher dimensional beings, the goddess, divine beings, our guides, master teachers, etc. But if we think about historically, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, this was the time to really honor the dead and also to connect with the other dimensions beyond the veil of this 3D world. Literally, it correlated with the final harvest in the northern hemisphere, or when the animals were harvested to be dried and cured for getting through the winter, right? So it was a time of death. It was time when those animals that were going to be harvested for the winter were killed. So the grains had been harvested prior to that, the fruits and the vegetables. So then we're in the final. I mean, there's root vegetables and things too, but sort of the final harvest. So that's the energetic overall. It's a kind of final harvest energy. It's the time when in the northern hemisphere, we are moving into the dark nights, the long nights of winter that will last a long time. And the farther north you are, you know that you have long winters, right? In the southern hemisphere, it's the springtime. It's a different energy, but I'm going to talk right now about this energy here, because even like in the southern hemisphere, we have a lot of Africa, different traditions, not stuff I really have a lot of knowledge about. We also have South America, but we also have Australia, and certainly the Australians and many people in South America, their roots come from not the native people, but the white people, right? Their roots came from Europe as well. So when we think about our lineage, our blood lineage, for many of us, if we're from any kind of European descent, even if it's mixed with others, that's that lineage. Okay, so this Samhain, this Halloween is particularly special because it is a full moon. And the full moon is going to be conjunct exact Uranus, the planet of unpredictable change, sudden upheaval, sudden illumination, genius, and unexpected, the unstable. So we have the full moon in Taurus, which is an earth sign, and we have the sun sending its light in the opposite position in Scorpio, because we are in the time of Scorpio. And the scorpionic energy is the energy of the underworld, of that which is hidden, that which is in the shadows, that which is in the dark. So when we have the sun illuminating the moon at the Halloween conjunct Uranus, it's very possible that even more sudden, unexpected ickiness that was hidden in the dark or scariness that was hidden in the dark gets revealed. Then within this window of time here in the United States, we have the election window. So the Samhain is on Saturday, a week from yesterday, and then the Tuesday after that is the US elections. Now, I realize not all of you are Americans, so I'm not meaning to be exclusive here. But I really feel like when we look at everything that's going on the planet, the intense control, the fear porn, the forced masks, the threat of forced vaccines, the blocking down, the total really imprisonment of the human spirit, the keeping us from our families, all in the name of a virus that doesn't actually, that the survival rate is beyond even what the flu survival rate is, except for a few. And yes, it's real and all that stuff. I don't mean to diminish it, but the hysteria, the control of an entire human planet. So in the United States, we have this extremely controversial person who has been the president. And we have now an election. And the divide is incredible. The attack, the hatred. I mean, we have all the Antifa and have infiltrated the Black Lives Matter so that peaceful protests at night become these violent, destructive things. We have people who are receiving threat letters in their mail who support the president that they better have good fire insurance if he doesn't get out of office. I mean, really, it's intense. Think about this now with the astrology. This is not a political conversation. I'm painting the picture. Think about the astrology. The shadow is being revealed. The shadows within our collective psyches and our individual psyches are being revealed. Instead of, and the United States is kind of a focal point. We'll say it's like a focal point where all of that stuff going on in all of these other countries, and there's a lot of shit going down. I don't want to diminish the abuses of human rights that are happening. Canada, Australia, South Africa, many places around the world, many countries in Africa, Europe, many places. But there's a focal point because there's an event in this full moon window, and that event is the US elections. And the United States, one lens says, we were founded on slavery, it's all screwed, get rid of it. Another lens says, yes, we were founded on slavery, but we have a constitution that honors liberty. And while the founding fathers may have messed that up, this is one of the last bastions of freedom, at least in theory, because of the Constitution that can be used to good end now, but it's wanting to be diminished or pulled away. So there is a way in which what happens in the United States has a powerful impact on the whole rest of the world. And let's not even talk about, the military and the amount of arms and all of that stuff. I don't want it to be political, but it is political. So we have to look at the greater context. What is the world scene right now? What is going on? There's this election. Okay, so I'm building to something. So major, this going on, major attack, censorship. I've never, ever seen before the way family members or friends can literally gang up and attack one person because of who they support. I'm shocked. I'm shocked by the level of aggressivity and attack. So here we are. We get to see what's really in the shadows of our collective and individual psyches, right? Now, those of us who have been doing, hey, Allison, welcome. Those of us who've been doing our spiritual work, what have we been doing? We've been doing things to try and clarify our minds of the obstructions of love's presence, to get more connected with love, light, etc. Right? That is our role. We came to bring the light of a new consciousness. And now we're really at the heart of it, if you will, the crux of it, the intensity. So, okay, so I think I've made enough, framed it up enough. So let's go for it now. So 2 mornings ago, I woke up and I got the very clear packet of information download that said, you have to hold vigil for peace and healing and prayers for the planet on election day and the morning after. And I was like, well, that means I got to create emails and an opt-in page, and I've got to get my assistant to put it all up, and I've got to announce it. And so that was at 4 in the morning. By 7 a.m., by 7:30, it was complete. I literally poured it through me, all the information. And then my assistant had it up by 12 noon on Thursday. So what this is, this is a totally free thing. And for those of you who are on my email list, you will get an email on Wednesday. But I'm going to put the link underneath this so you can opt in if you want. I want to ask people to register for it simply because I don't want to have to keep mailing it out to everybody on my email list. So what this is, it's a free event, and there will be 4 sessions. There'll be 3 on Tuesday the 3rd and 1 on Wednesday the 4th, my time here in the US. And we're not going to be doing politics, talking about politics. No, there's different, in fact, let me look here. Oh, I don't have it up. There's 4 different kind of focuses, but it's really going to be coming through me. There could be channel transmissions. There's definitely going to be a lot of prayer, a lot of guided meditation and journeys and bringing the light to the earth. We're basically going to be anchoring light as a group for the planet at a time when there is a lot of preparation for violence in the United States and attack. In order to mitigate that intensity, remember that one of us holding the light is more powerful than like 1,000 people groping around in the darkness of hate, fear, and attack. So when we come together and we literally just sit in prayer and share, and like I said, I'll be asking Divine Mother to come through me and share, maybe there'll be channeled messages. I have these overarching themes for each of the sessions, but it's really, really a way for us to contribute to a smoother ascension process at a crucial window of time. Because really, by the 3rd and the 4th, that full moon energy is still active. I mean, it'll start being engaged maybe Wednesday this week, Thursday this week, that whole window of time of this intensity of the full moon, because we'll have the sun opposite Uranus anyway. So, and then the moon comes in. So this invitation is for you to join me for one of them or all of them. It doesn't matter. Once you have the link, you can rock up and click on the link and show up for any or all of them. This is completely free. This is part of my dedication. It's part of my service and part of our service for those who are able to show up. So I invite you to invite your friends. This is open to sisters and brothers. This is offered in the name of love. This is not an invitation for those who want to get on and go into attack about a presidential candidate. That's not what this is. This is to bring the light of love to a planet steeped in darkness and traumatized by 7 months of lockdown and alienation and fear porn. And it's to bring the light of love for a planetary family that is undergoing an ascension process that includes the energies of ascension madness. And so let me chat about that for a minute here. So ascension madness, what is that? Well, think about what I've been talking about for a long time now, that all of us have conditioning within ourselves of the belief in hate, fear, separation, attack. Not just from this incarnation where we've been bombarded with it most of our lives, but throughout many incarnations in the last many thousands of years of war and trauma, etc. The soul comes in with trauma signatures. That's part of the work I do as an astrologer, is to help people understand what those trauma signatures are and either direct them to the guidance that they need, or like past life regressionists or therapists, or work with them myself to heal that. But the masses of humanity, they're nowhere near aware of this stuff. They're not self-aware, and this is not judgment about them. This is the conditioning of the human condition of being steeped in darkness and and trauma for incarnations. They're not self-aware. They're watching TV all the time. So they're consuming really a lot of negativity. For those of you who remember what I talked about, that dream I had of the subliminal programming, maybe a month back, I don't remember. They're not self-aware. They're being conditioned and programmed, and they don't have psycho-spiritual tools to cope with their own shadow material coming up. And then they're locked down for months. They're forced to wear a mask. They might be in a home with someone they don't get along with, or kids at their ankles. They're dealing with they might have lost their job, think about all of the situations that could be going through, and maybe you're going through them too in these months. So stretched to the max. And then we have this full moon, and we have this, at least in the United States, which is a big focal point at the moment. I realize other countries are dealing with their own stuff. I mean, Thailand's dealing with, a rise of revolt against the royal family that's been in power for, 10 generations of kings, right? So different countries are dealing with their stuff. And it's like it's coming to a head. And, we can see it symbolically in this election in the United States. And because of the other things I talked about, it is a kind of focal point. So people are being stretched to the max. They don't have the resources to cope with this well at all. And the ascension madness is all of that shadow material, the fear, the anger, the hate, the attack, manifesting where? Where does it manifest? All of our internal beliefs, all of our internal stuff shows up as the world around us. This is the movie screen of our lives, of our beliefs, of our energies, of our accumulated karma and patterning over incarnations, and our conditioning, individually and collectively. So those of us who are capable of being vessels for light, we're on duty now. We're on deck. It's time. So the ascension madness is going to increase for those who are least resourced. And we see it already. I mean, can you really imagine that we would ever get to a place where people would be willing to write you threatening letters that they're going to burn down your house, neighbors, if you vote for a person they don't agree with? Wow. I mean, talk about losing the plot, right? But that is ascension madness. That is what's going on, So we can go deep into that, and I know some of you are also researching too, so how crazy it's getting. They don't have the resources to do it, and we have to hold the love light, not judgment for them. Yes, some people will have to account for their sins and their crimes, let's say. But to stand in judgment and attack against them, and irritation and, all of that serves nothing and no one. It adds to the fuel of the fire. So let us use this window of time, whether you join me or not, to even double, triple down on your own prayer, your dedication to your love and to your light, in service to humanity, in service to this ascension process, in service to those who are resourceless and are coping with ascension madness symptoms. Okay, so I want to read, some of you have been writing, so I want to read what you have to say now. So Jennifer says, love what you said about the U.S. Constitution. Very well spoken. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, it's not something I ever talked about much. I was conditioned into the same education in the United States. This country has been infiltrated by communist ideology for a long time. I have a degree in feminist literary criticism, and I'm starting to see now how much of it was trying to deconstruct some fundamental principles that are of high value in the Constitution about liberty and justice and fairness for all. And now I see it played on the big screen over generations of indoctrination into socialist and communist ideology. This is an attempt to overtake a sovereign nation. But most people don't see that. And so we have to go back to the Constitution and say, yes, our founding fathers were flawed men. They had slaves, many of them. That doesn't mean we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's look at the principles there and let's protect those. But again, even at that, do we go into the battlefield? Do we go into the maelstrom? Or do we say, wait a minute, but my highest calling here is that I'm here to serve light. I'm here to serve love. I'm here to bring the light of love at a time when people are going batshit crazy because of ascension madness and all of that unfoldment. Okay, so Evelina says, yes, let's hold the light together. Gina says, thank you for all you do. Family issues have been triggers, to say the least, since people don't see the truth, but I'm not letting it trigger me. Doing my work, but still so sad because seeing how devastated they will be when the truth comes out. Yes, yes, Gina, I know so much so. We love our families. We love those we love and we care about them. And when we see them, they're not ready to cope with this stuff. We do this work for them absolutely as well. And Pat says, yes, battle cry for putting on the sacred armor of God, Goddess to hold the light. I'm in. Yes, yeah, we are. We're putting on the armor of the divine now. Oh, wow. Okay, so something's coming in. Big, strong tingles here. Let's see what comes. Isis comes through. She says, I call forth the fierce warrior priestesses within each of you, the warrior priestess, to come and wear the armor of light, that you may, in safe and sacred space, hold the light. This is the reason why I have called the priestesses to return, and it is why I have used this vessel in order to do this work. I come through many at this time, and I ask only that you continue to remember that you are the love and the light, and you came here with many, many skills and gifts you are only now remembering. And so hold fast to the light. Call upon me, Isis. Call upon those guides that support you. Call upon the armor of God and the divine to hold you in the light, to protect you. For you stand now strong in the light of love. You stand in order to serve, and that light will attract also those forces that do not wish you to illuminate. And so we wish for you to have the armor of light and to bring forth this message now, that this is very important at this time, that you do your shielding and protecting work, not in fear, for the light casts away the shadows. We ask that you do this in strength and from the heart of love. Let fear not pierce your armor of light. Let fear not pierce your armor of light. Beloved sister priestesses, walk the path of illuminated light and love now. You came for this. Remember who you are. I am Isis, and it is my honor to be with you now and always. Call upon me whenever you feel the need for that extra protection, and I shall wrap my wings around you, for you are mine. You are my daughter, my sister, my friend, my ally. Not in possession, but in the sense of the devotion to the light. And so I will come to those who call upon me in the name of the rise of the strength of love on this your planet. I am Isis, and I thank you, and I will be with you on this journey of ascension. Ah, well, that's nice to get a surprise visit. I haven't done that in a while, so thank you, Pat, for inspiring Isis to come through. Let us have the armor, the light, and the armor of the divine, and call upon Isis as one of our sister allies, our priestess ally, that we stand in the light and hold this energy. Sisters, thank you so much for showing up, that I may show up and offer this these transmissions as they come through. So again, I will, after we finish here in this little video processes, I will put the link beneath it to register for Prayers for the Planet. That's what it's called, Prayers for the Planet. And again, if you know anyone that you feel would be a fit for this, because we will be sharing. I don't think I'm going to video it. I don't know. I haven't gotten the guidance on that yet because I want it to be very private, but at the same time very powerful. So please feel free to share the link with any sister or brother whom you know gets it. It's not about being in the battlefield. It's about being in the light and anchoring the light. That's what we're going to be up to. Evelina says, wow, tears of joy, shivers all over my body. Yeah, I know, right? Me too. And Sharon, hey, Sharon, good morning. Oh, if you're just getting here, I don't know if you received that, if you showed up in time to hear Isis speak. Yeah, catch the replay because she came through very powerfully. Wow, she was like talking fast and everything. Yeah, so thank you, sisters, for being here, for always showing up and inviting me to show up in that way. I'm very excited about Prayers for the Planet. Jennifer says, tears for me too, happy tears. I'm excited about Prayers for the Planet. I'm excited about what will unfold on our beloved Earth and for all of us in the times to come. And we are really entering the tumult of this ascension process. And it might get kind of wild before it gets smooth again. And so I'm so thankful for each of you. I'm so thankful for our connection and that we have each other, that we can lift as we rise during these times. So please continue to use this Facebook group as a place to get support from your sisters. Sometimes I'm not always able to answer and reply. I've had several busy weeks and I'll be at a retreat and presenting at a retreat in the coming few days. So I'm, kind of not really as much on my computer, but I'm holding the light and I'm holding prayers every day. And for those of you who would like to join me, I will see you on Election Day. But before that, I'll see you next Sunday for sure, the day after Samhain, and who knows how else we might connect between now and then. So again, my thanks. I wish you each much love and bright blessings. Let us hold the light in these times. Let us be the prayer for the planet at this time. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. Yes, Sharon says astrologically, I hear next week will be rough. I talk about that at the beginning of this video. So Sharon, you can go back and watch it a little bit anyway. Yeah. Okay. Much love, my dears. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a gorgeous day and a beautiful week. And we'll see you soon.